Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to obtain your driver's license under 18. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jaylyn Marjoram. I make content here on YouTube to help and give advice to younger students. Disclaimer, please ignore my pajamas and my messy hair, and I don't even have any makeup on, which I don't wear makeup a lot of the time anyways, but I'm tired and it's only like 5:30, but I just wanted to come home and shower and put my jammies on, and I forgot I was filming, so here we are. Pull up my list on my laptop. Disclaimer that getting your driver's permit and your license varies on different states, and this video is just a general for all 50 states, but you really should check with your own state laws before making any decisions. Starting off at number 1, you have to be the appropriate age to obtain your driver's permit. Now, your driver's permit is a legal document that you have to get if you're under 18 in order to obtain your license. So most states, the age you're eligible to get your driver's permit is between 14 and 16 years old, but like I said before, you do need to check with your state government in order to find out what that exact age is. Here in Virginia, it's 15 and 6 months, which is, I actually got my permit the exact day I was eligible. So if you're trying to get your driver's permit early, go the exact day that you're eligible. And you can do this at your DMV to obtain, most places you can do it at your DMV or you can do it online. Okay, next is that you have to study for your driver's permit test. Now, the questions on this test vary by state and the cost of it. The cost is usually $0 to $50 depending on your financial situation and the state you live in. For a lot of cases, it's extremely low, like under $25. Here in Virginia, I think it's only like $5. So just check with your local state laws, but it's really affordable to get your driver's permit. And there are some different requirements on each state's permit test. Virginia's is actually into 2 sections, and on one section you have to get like 100%, and then the other one you can like get like 80% and pass. Here's a list of some popular states and how many questions are on each driver's permit test. To study for your test, I recommend getting your state's driving manual. I'm pretty sure every single state has this. You can Google it, probably find just a PDF, or if you go to public school, they will most likely provide one for you. I know that my school did, so you just have to ask, asking questions is important, especially with processes that you're not familiar with. Once you pass your permit test, you need to hold your permit for a certain amount of time. Here in Virginia, it's 9 months, and you have to meet some sort of driving hour requirements. So here is a list of some popular states and how long you need to hold your permit for and how many driving hours you need to do. Now, the driving hours are exactly what it sounds like. It's logged hours. It's usually on a sheet, like a paper sheet in a chart, and you should write down every hour you met these requirements. And my personal advice is that like Virginia needs 45 driving hours. Okay, it can literally take you as soon as 45 days to complete this. So getting it done as early as possible, I really recommend, because that's going to help you get your license sooner. If you drive just an hour a day for 45 days, I mean, you met your requirement in only a quarter of the time. Average time to hold your permit in the United States is 6 to 12 months, and you usually need anywhere from 40 to 50 driving hours, and some of those have to be at night and some of them during the day. So like I said, just make sure you're looking at your own state's requirements to fully understand what you need to be doing. Once you get all of your requirements, you should look up your behind the wheel requirements for your state. And behind the wheel involves driving with an instructor and can usually be done through your public school, but I know some places you have to go outside of your school or if your school doesn't offer it. But it can usually be done at your public school, And behind the wheel is really, it's hard for me to like generalize what exactly it is because it's so different for so many different states. Once you complete your driving time, you have your learner's permit, and you've done behind the wheel, now all you have to do is wait. You have to hold your permit for a certain amount of time. And for example, I did all of my driving at 6 months of holding my permit, but Virginia, you need to hold your permit for 9. So even though I completed behind the wheel in 6 months, I had to wait till that 9-month day. But I'm so glad I got it done early because that exact day I was able to start driving. I didn't need to wait for anything or anyone. That's why I always recommend getting it done as early as possible so you can start driving as early as possible. And driving, again, I said this in last week's video, it leads to so many more opportunities for younger kids. I will always recommend driving as soon as you can. Once the time comes to actually get your license, it varies on state and it actually varies on districts and counties as well. But most of the time you have to go to court. I actually didn't do this. It just came to me in the mail. Wait a minute, hold on, I take that back. I went to court, but I didn't have like a whole jury. Like my boyfriend who lives in the same county as me and who got his license I think like 2 weeks before I did, he had to sit in court for a few hours and it was like a whole ceremony and they just handed me mine. So it really just depends, I think, on, I don't know what it depends on. I think some of it depended on like availability, but some states they'll just send you your license in the mail. So just, again, look at your local state laws and see what you need to do from there. Well, that is it for this week's video. Hopefully I gave you some helpful insight on how to obtain your license as early as possible. I hope I gave you some good tips and tricks. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment and like and share below. And I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!